Life in the 21st century presents great opportunities for success in entrepreneurship. In the same breath, there are great challenges that are presented by the globalization of our world. We've heard all too often the phrase going green, and this simply refers to a challenge of global warming that needs to be responded to by social entrepreneurs. And that's exactly what we're talking about in this chapter. Manjege, social entrepreneurship is the process of pursuing suitable solutions to social problems in and around your world. More specifically, social entrepreneurs adopt a focused mission to create and sustain a social value. They look for and develop opportunities that serve this particular mission while continuously adapting and learning. Our social entrepreneurs operate in business that are for-profit and non-profit worlds, and they also operate in all kinds of organizations that are large and small, new and old. These are the people who find entrepreneurship in communities around them. Namhlanje, we look at a social entrepreneur who operates in the gaming business. Check this out.
This $68 billion industry has evolved into a force to be reckoned with in the business environment, and a lucrative business at that. Major players in the sector are Sony with their PlayStation consoles, Electronic Arts, Nintendo, from Pac-Man to Mario, and the first Nintendo console.
You know, this idea, a gaming zone, it started from lab. You identify that niche in the market. You know, around the townships, Abantwana, they are aware of this technology. Ababiza your PlayStation, Nintendo, the Xbox, but our parents cannot afford to buy them. The goal here business here too is that we want to open a gaming zone operator who are townships around South Africa. The technology, you know, is so advanced gaming, and in Dwana Ekas, they are aware about it, but by physically, by experience. So I think that's where the idea started. Why not give Indwana as a Sekasi that opportunity to experience this wonderful technology? From the idea, my veil, it took me about 9 months before I started to set up the first outlet. Yeah, but the whole 9 months busy with the research. Lay PlayStation, how am I going to put my systems as well as at the end of the day, I'm going to bona wuti imali generate you. And any into futhi kumele ngibhekile ile case le yama rights, you know, because obviously the technology le is protected in terms of wuti ama games. You cannot just use them for you pay and play. And then any into futhi it was indaba yendawo la sizo-operate khona. I think into engenza ukuthi trigger a container setup was mangibona ama-Vodacom shops la ma-public phones are around the townships. Ukuthi hayi man, I think the space aba-operatela phakathi kwazo, I can't be able ukuthatha ama-PlayStation mafake phakathi kwalama-container. You know, only to find ukuthi vele ama-container, they are so cheap. Yeah. So it's allow that thing ukuthi reduce ama-overheads, it allow ukuthi sikhona ukuprice i-price abantwana abazokhona ukuyi-afford. Ama-outlets ethu shuthi ama-operating hours akhona is from 10 ekseni till 6 ntambama. What usually happens is that abantwana, they come into the outlet, and then uza choose ukuthi ufuna ukudlala AP game, and then nesikhathi afuna ukuzidlala, and then we'll enter that amount with software yethu, the administration software that controls all the gaming stations. And then at the end of the day, we cash in, whereby we check out with imali le abayenzile, it balances with the software yethu. Yeah, so what we normally do is must set up an outlet. Number one, it must be next to our schools. Since I show with the school is far away from the outlet last we set up a corner, and then must go to beg container. We create that vibe with like the guy who owns a graffiti. he comes azoyenza i-graffiti, especially during makuphuma isikolo. Then abantwana ke bazoba, you know, they obviously, you know, graffiti it draw that attention. So abantwana uzobathola sebegcwele la, and then they'll ask ukuthi kuzoyenzakalani, and then you also hand out ama-pamphlets just to advertise amanye ama-services esiwayenzayo besides the gaming one, the gaming side.
Nangabe wena umuntu othola gratification from bettering your community, then social entrepreneurship may just be the career that you want to get into. Manje, as with many other business undertakings, profit is not something that you see immediately. Depending on how hard you work and how much you have put into your business and the way that the business is managed, you will see the profits accordingly. If you are successful in your business, who knows how much money, how much zaga you can make. Manje, ama efforts that the entrepreneur makes towards creating a success of that business will determine how deep their pockets will be. Manje, there is a variety of opportunities for work that the social entrepreneur can decide to go into. It depends on the area of society that they are interested in and what social areas that they can tap into in a specific community. Now, the success of which completely depends on the level of knowledge and experience that the social entrepreneur has. Kumanje, let's go and check out the life of this particular social entrepreneur.
But I'm sure there's a lot of changes in this industry as well, because games come and go. I change from PS1, 2, 3. How do you guys keep up with the trends within the industry?
Luckily, our games are introduced, like, let's say like your FIFA. It's only introduced once a year. So we know that during October, November, and December, that's the time normally that you'll find with our developers, they start introducing new titles. So we make sure we have those titles, you know. And yeah, and our consoles as well. If go on a PlayStation 4, definitely this is like a PlayStation 4, let's say. Yeah.
But what's the difference between putting in a PlayStation yami, controller my 2? No, okay, ngeke ukuzodlala endlini ngizodlala la ekhaya yini ubumnandi obulaze ukuthi ngihlala endlini?
The environment, you know, mostly endlini uyi-one ngeke uzazi ukuthi ukhudi kangakanani kwi-game, but once udlala nama-peers akho, then you know uyazibona ukuthi ukhudi kangakanani. Plus especially sinama-tournaments esiwaranayo at the end of the month.
The three most important things, especially in the service industry, is to ensure that you're in the right location, that your business is where your customers are or want to be. The second one is cash flow. Make sure that you don't run out of money. There's nothing worse than getting to the end of the month, can't pay your staff, can't pay your way. And then lastly, if you're in the service business especially, make sure that your marketing is right. You know who the customer is that you're selling your product to. You've investigated that customer and you know exactly what his needs are, and you ensure that you are actually meeting those needs in the service or the product that you are supplying.
In terms of knowing how to market, we target market operator because it's quite a challenge, you know. I think amanye business kuba easy for one because you can just make flyers, make your business cards or advertise on the newspaper about our services, but for thina still abantwana abancane akusabantwana abanikeza ama-flyers ukuthi market wabo, so to draw them ngobuningi babo into the shops is a challenge okwamanje.
Ideally, your schools would be a target market. A lot of schools have newsletters that are circulated to the kids and their parents, and that is usually a very effective and a cheap way of getting your message across to both parents and children. If one has the problem of being able to address the kids directly by way of legislation that's against you, I think a convenient way of getting your message across is to target mom or dad. Keep in mind that either of them are going to the shopping mall. Your container is located near the shopping mall, and your message to the mother is, or the father, bring your little Johnny or whoever it is along, drop him off at our container, we'll look after him. We guarantee that we are going to give him good, clean fun. He's going to have a great time, and it's going to cost you very little. So you target the parent, and you just have to do that once. If that little fellow has actually been to that gaming room, he's done it once, he'll be pestering mom and dad forever thereafter.
Although there are no specific subjects one has to take, social entrepreneurship does need some level of business understanding, and it is recommended that you take business studies and accounting in high school. These will help you in understanding the business dynamics of any undertaking that you may venture into. Manje, social entrepreneurship is not an industry one will necessarily go to school to study for, but if you want to own your own gaming arcade, for example, it would be a good idea to get business background of some sort in the industry that you would like to go into. One can apply for a business diploma or even a degree at one of the various technikons, colleges or universities across South Africa. This business knowledge will help you start your social entrepreneurship business. Manje, some of the institutions include Tshwane University of Technology, Regent Business School and Wits Business School, just to name a few. Manje, as with any career, your personality needs to fit with the career that you'll be pursuing. And if you are a go-getter, a leader, you are motivated and you are business-orientated, you could make the perfect entrepreneur. With the gaming industry, you need to be interested in technology and you must enjoy games. Having an interest in business is also important because you will need to manage business operations. Manje, your day-to-day activities would vary according to the business that you are in as a social entrepreneur. But some of the core activities would be the general management of the business, the management of staff and facilities, keeping up and managing the books and admin of the company. I guess social entrepreneurship is a very exciting field filled with many opportunities for the customer service and business-oriented individual. If you are innovative and can see gaps in the market and communities around you, you too could be one very successful social entrepreneur.